Hi there curry fans, it's Julian from The Secret to That Takeaway Curry Taste. I've got a recipe for you today. I'm going to show you how to make butter ghee, pure butter ghee. In Indian cooking, South Asian cooking, ghee is a vital ingredient that helps create not just a wonderful taste, but delicious, rich dishes. Now, a lot of people, because they associate ghee with butter, think saturated fat. No, I don't want any of that, they'd rather vegetable oil. But if you do a little bit of research into ghee, you'll find that clarified butter, which is what ghee is actually quite healthy for you. It's high in CLA, which is Conjugated Linoleic Acid, which is very good for you. It's supposed to be anti-cancer. It's high in vitamins A, D and K. And it's a stable saturated fat, which means it's low smoke, so you can cook at high temperatures with ghee and it won't impair the quality of the oil, which can sometimes happen with vegetable oils, which then make the oils toxic to the body. So you really want to sort of think about that when you're thinking about cooking. Plus it adds great flavour, which is the number one thing. So in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to make butter ghee. Okay, so in our 3 litre pan, what we've got here are 4 blocks, 250 gram blocks of butter, so this is about 1,000 grams, and this will make enough ghee, well, depending on how much you eat, to last you for weeks and months. And you can store it in jars. It doesn't need to be kept in the fridge. Ghee can be kept in the cupboard in an airtight container or jar, and you can use it as and when you need. So what we've got is this in the pan. It's on a low heat just to start with, so the butter will melt. We don't want to get it boiling just yet, but once we've melted all that butter, we're going to then boil it. And this is the clarifying process, which will remove all the impurities. It will remove the casein, which is the milk protein, out of it, and we'll sieve that off, and any other impurities. And then what we'll be left with is the clarified butter. So we'll come back to that in just a moment when it's melted. Okay, it's probably been about 10 minutes and all our butter's melted now, and it's on a very low flame, and what you've got is the butter simmering away in the pan there, and you'll notice this foam that's starting to build up on the top. This is part of the impurities that you want to remove. You'll also notice as this process goes on, and we've probably got another 10, maybe 15 minutes yet, that you'll see some of the milk solids sticking to the bottom of the pan, and that's what we want, because these are the impurities that we want to remove from there, and we want to really be just left with a clear golden liquid. Just another little interesting fact for you here, that if you do any research on this, you'll see that in alternative medicine in India, they view ghee as having tremendous healing properties. Now, whether this is true or not, who knows, but it's been around for a long time. One thing they do say about ghee is, because it is a natural pure fat, it stimulates the production of hydrochloric acid, which is stomach acid, and therefore helps you to digest food better. I did read in one of my curry books that I've got of a study that was done on an Indian community living in Leicester, who ate a rich vegetarian diet, and the food was cooked predominantly with butter ghee, and they tested their cholesterol level and found that they had very low levels of cholesterol, even though they had a diet rich in butter ghee. So even though we might worry about butter fat, clarified butter, ghee and cholesterol, doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be bad for you. But if you do have obviously cholesterol issues, then you might just want to sort of double check that with your health expert first. But I just thought it was quite an interesting detail. So we're just going to remove this as much as we can. Just do it gently, because you don't want to try and avoid removing any of the actual the oil part. You just want to remove the impurities, so just take your time, and we'll come back to this once we've removed most of this off. Okay, so most of the impurities have been sifted off the top there. We're just going to simmer this for about another 10 minutes, so the whole process is probably about 25 minutes, half an hour in total. You'll know this is ready because it will start to turn a little bit darker in colour. As I said, you'll notice the milk solids sticking to the bottom of the pan, and you'll also detect a sort of a sweet smell coming off it, which indicates that the butter ghee is almost ready. So we'll leave that for another 10 minutes, we'll come back to it and then we'll just finish it off. Okay, 10 minutes later, and you can see we've got a second foaming appearing on the top there of our ghee. So that's good because that means it's more impurities for us to remove. And if you look at the pan, you can see that the oil looks a bit darker. That's because all the impurities from the milk solids are stuck to the bottom of the pan. So we're just going to sieve this off the top now, get most of it off, and then we'll filter it into our jars and we'll show you the final step. Okay, what I use here at home is just these mason jars that you can buy from Amazon and places like that, and they come with screw lids on, and they're ideal for things like making jams or ghee or whatever as we're using here. So what you're going to need is some jars or containers to put it in, a little sieve like that, and then basically we just take our pan of ghee, you show this lovely golden pure liquid. Just to show you what the bottom of the pan looks like, that is all the impurities out of the butter, the milk solids, the casein, which is the protein, and everything all removed, and what you're left with is this lovely golden liquid. And as I say, this will keep for months. You can keep this for months. You don't need to keep it refrigerated, and you can just use it as and when you like. And I think the great thing about butter ghee is it's fantastic, particularly with vegetable dishes and vegetarian style curries and dals, because it adds that richness and that flavour that you don't get from vegetable oil. So try that one and see how you get on.